Good afternoon, or whatever time it might be in your location. This is the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. This is Game 2 between Goomba and iiYoshii I. This is going to be a fast Ganon seed. I'm Mercer. I'm joined by James FNX. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. This is another battle in the classic struggle between a Yoshi and a Goomba. Like you said, this is a fast game, and see, Yoshi's up 1-0 in this series. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals to play Act the Boker, and we're just about ready to start.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a good omen for Goomba if you're going by the record between Yoshis and Goombas generally.
No, this is one of the more one-sided struggles in history.
And here we go with a split start. Goomba up in Sanctuary, Yoshi starting in Link's house.
Looks like Goomba's going to put off the uncle check and things for a while. Gets Kakariko a little faster. I saw 2 pendants in the Light World. Tower Hair is a green pendant. Eastern is a red pendant. Didn't quite pick up Desert before the map went away, though.
Desert was a normal crystal, it looked like.
Goomba going to head straight for this tree pole and likely over to Lumberjack as well.
Uncle just with some starting money.
Nothing but cash in the Uncle area. Meanwhile, Lumberjack Goomba sees the Book of Mudora.
That's high on the list of really annoying items to know are there. It locks 2 tablets. Could be our entry into Desert as well. The flute and mirror might allow you to bypass it, though.
Yeah, and Goomba killing this enemy over and over again to try and get his kill count to 4 before this next tree pole, to see if there's anything good in the tree pole roulette today. The bush crab only had small magic.
Yeah, that's the wrong refill item. You want bombs, not arrows.
Yoshi getting some bombs and heading straight to Eastern. It's going to check out Strassel's side and get the 3 items there. This is some really unique routing from Yoshi, something I haven't seen a lot of runners do.
Yeah, I don't think he would do this if it were a crystal before Kakariko, but with it being a pendant, those boots
What
are
a payoff! What a payoff!
Goomba getting 1 bomb from the 50-50 spot. Gonna really hope for at least 2 here.
Looks like you're going to hunt for a little bit more here, too. It's got 2 already. There's a 3rd and a 4th. That's got to be plenty for right now.
Yeah, with 2 you can go into the bombable hut in Kakariko that has 4 guaranteed drops, but with 4 you can just do the village. Just a full heart container on the race game. Definitely not going to go around for that. I didn't even get a look at what that item was on the library.
It looks like it was Bombo's medallion. So Yoshi will be able to pick that up on his first trip to Kakariko, while Goomba's going to have to wait and find those boots.
Yeah, we might not need it, although it is more likely to be required than the other medallions. Meanwhile, Goomba getting the first piece of Dark World access with gloves in Kakariko in the back of Tavern.
Yeah, and Bombos being a little bit more likely to be required just because Bombos could be what's needed for Ice Palace as opposed to just being a medallion for access to Mire or Turtle Rock.
Right. And given that we already have, 2 pendants in the Light World, very, very likely that Ice Palace is required.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a pretty light on items Kakariko so far. Just those gloves and a bottle. There's a bow.
Yeah, that would normally push Goomba over towards Eastern, except it is a pendant, so it doesn't make as big a difference. There's our Moon Pearl.
So we're just one item away from Dark World access. Still a lot to explore here on these Sphere Zero locations. But things are kind of pointing towards Eastern. The boss, the bow lock locations aren't in Logic yet. You need a Fire Rod or a Lamp to get those in Logic. But just the general idea of pushing our runners over to that area. Goomba will more likely to not find those boots sooner rather than later just because of getting the bow.
Yeah, I would still expect to see South Shore first, but I could be wrong there. Our runners at this point are not making the most obvious plays sometimes just to try and do something different than their competitor in this one-on-one race setting.
Definitely. Looks like starting in Eastern, Goomba's going to go to the back of Escape now.
Yeah, with the gloves, it's a very quick check, and it's always going to require a save and quit out. I mean, it's not actually required, but it's the quickest way out of here.
There's our Ether medallions. That's 2 or 3 medallions located already. And Goomba's going to head to the front of Escape now.
Yeah, hasn't done Uncle Check yet, so this is a little more dense.
Yeah, with those arrows, with that bow and arrow, it's not going to have any problems getting through the front of Escape. So, at least 4 items for Goomba in this area.
We did already see the small key in the back, so really it's just hoping the map is in Dark Cross to avoid having to go there.
Yeah, that's the dream. Yoshi heading to the South Shore checks. Looks like he's going to go Mini Moldorm over to Dam. And then probably over to Agano after that.
The B strats for the Mini Moldorm Cave.
Very smart use. You're going to want that bottle empty at some point, more likely than not, to get a potion. There's Mitts. That is Dark World access. Another empty bottle in here as well.
Yeah, it's not access to everywhere you would want in the Dark World, but it's access to enough of it to probably draw them over there after they get a couple more of these checks done.
And Yoshi deciding to take the other really out-of-the-way check out of the cool with this Ice Rod Cave location. Doing a little dance with that crab. Those crabs deal 2 hearts of damage and on green mail. Enough to kill Yoshi here. But does manage to avoid it. Gets just 5 rupees as a reward.
There's the map in Zelda's cell. But Goomba had set up for a death warp anyway, so we'll be able to do Dark Cross. Technically not in logic without the lamp or fire rod, but I'm guessing Goomba won't have too much trouble with this. Although none of the items that really help with navigating dark rooms in inventory, actually getting onto the chest is a little obnoxious.
Yeah, it's one of the more suspiciously difficult dark rooms. It's one that people just don't do very often because the things like Dark Maze and the rooms in Eastern are ones that you see a lot more often than you see getting to this Dark Cross, especially with no sword. This is a lot trickier than it looks.
That was nicely done. Only gets a piece of heart out of it, though.
Meanwhile, Yoshi doing a water walk to get over to Hobo. Didn't find anything there other than shield, and then keeping his fake flipper state over to Waterfall Cave. We'll see what's in here. Just some cash and a little bit of love, and a free red potion.
Goomba setting up for a splash deletion there. Sees the full heart container on Lake Hylia Island.
It's really nice execution by both these runners on some of these more advanced tricks. Unfortunately, none of it paying off too much as Zora just took your money for no benefit, and the item on Zora's Ledge just that 4th bottle with a fairy in it.
A 12-minute King's Tomb check. This is not something you see a ton of, but it's just a big 20.
Well, Goomba deciding not to check out Waterfall area and instead is going to head over to Eastern and is going to get paid off with those boots. We'll see if he decides to hop into Eastern proper or stop after getting the boots.
Looks like Yoshi may be heading to Dark World now.
Makes sense. There's not much left to do. It has not touched Escape yet, other than the backside. But leaving that, there's just a we got Thieves Town's Pendant and your 5/6 Pod and Swamp. But not much left for Yoshi to do in the Light World other than Agata's Cave, going up to Death Mountain for 2 checks out of logic.
In terms of making for skippable items, this is not the most friendly pendant layout. Thieves has the lowest requirements of any of the Dark World dungeons.
Yeah, we're going to need everything you would normally need to beat the game to beat this seed. There's a lamp in C-Shape House. Good with another splash dilution. Very well done.
See how much Yoshi does of Thieves. I can't imagine him going past the first 4. Doesn't have a way to damage blind at this point.
Yeah, I think if the plan was to possibly full clear this dungeon, that Yoshi would have hit all 3 Village Outcast locations before hopping into Thieves Town.
Probably something you don't see every day on Goomba's side. Ice Rod Cave checked before Mini Moldorm Cave.
Goomba's going to take this water walk and go up to Zora now. Yoshi gets the 4 chests checked in the front of Thieves Town. Does find a sword, but is on their way out.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're still risking leaving an item in the big chest.
And there was only 1 item in the front of Thieves Town, so if that is the decision to go back there at some point, it's still a fairly dense location. Yoshi playing the dig game. The hidden item will show up for one of the first 30 digs. It'll be the same for both runners. And it's just a big 20.
Not the most exciting item.
I'm definitely seeing better items out of there. Now he's going to take the Smith on a little tour of Southwest Ark World. Meanwhile, Goomba having a little bit of problems in this Moldorm Cave, down to 1 heart. 1 more hit for one of those mini Moldorms like that.
Dear.
We'll do him in.
And he needs to seize the bee now. He needs to go back there. The gloves are in there.
Yeah, he's got the bee out now, and it looks like he's heading straight back there. Well, Yoshi's going to head over to Hype Cave. 5 items here. Starting off with the heart container. The Sanctuary heart. Some powder. Another heart. Another heart. Big healthy cave. No real progression, though.
Yeah, we don't even have the option to do Magic Bat yet without the mirror or the hammer. That said, he did double his health and add one of the best safeties in the game.
Yeah, powder makes the late game a much friendlier place. There's so many anti fairies in the later dungeons. Each one of them is just a free fairy for you.
Yeah, although they won't be doing Ganon's Tower today unless it's on a sword hunt.
Yeah, this is the fast Ganon setting. Once all 7 crystals are done, you can just hop in the hole, the pyramid. It's already open for you. Smiths are just making some money today for Yoshi.
And there's a sword for Goomba. I'm guessing he wishes he had that before Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, and that's a location that Yoshi skipped in his trip down to the South Shore. Totally skipped the dam. So that's another sword that'll be waiting for him once he makes his way down there. And Goomba is going to go check out Agnes Cave. just a big 20. Yoshi is heading to the big key chest in Skull Woods.
Apparently does not feel like playing with all of those enemies right now.
I wouldn't either. On only 7 hearts and taking 2 damage from each of those Gibdos, I want those out of the way as quickly as I can. Just a key for Yoshi's efforts, and they're going to head to the front now. Meanwhile, Goomba is probably going to head to the Dark World at this point. Still no reason for them to sequence break up to Death Mountain. For Yoshi, it wouldn't be a secret thing. There's only 2 items up there.
Yeah, it's just really hard to justify that trip until you get the mirror or the hook shot.
Yeah, the one nice part about it, though, is without the flute so far, it does give you that save and quit location on top of Death Mountain, which will make getting up there a little bit easier if that flute is one of our last items.
Yeah, but you always get that the first time you go up there. Nothing really that interesting in the Skullwoods so far.
Yeah, just a heart container and bouncy castle. Goomba choosing to death warp out of the back of the big key room. Nothing going on Bumper Ledge.
And looks like this is pickup of the purple chest on Yoshi's side, doing this the pretty long way with neither flute nor mirror, though at least they do have boots to keep it from being the full trifecta of misery.
Boots aren't the most helpful with purple chest.
Yeah, but they help with having to make so many trips over to Kakariko.
That is true. Goomba getting his first of 2 items out of Skull Woods, that fire shield. About to grab the heart container here, and that'll be it for what they can do in Skull Woods without a fire rod. Yoshi walking this chest over. Maybe loop the dam in here. This is some clever routing. I'm going to grab Master Sword.
Yeah, that brings that book into obtainable status, though I don't believe Yoshi knows about that.
Yeah, Yoshi has not seen the Lumberjack Ledge yet. We're starting to run out of locations for our runners to go. There's still Eastern Palace, and Death Mountain, and that might be it.
Yeah, there's whatever's in this purple chest here in a minute, but other than that, I think that's all they have access to within logic without doing Aga's Tower. Well, that's needed, but not that helpful right now.
Yeah, that's a really annoying spot for that Kinasamari to be. If Goomba does decide to gamble Agam's Tower before doing a full clear of the Village Outcast area, we know he's about to get his Master Sword here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see. Has fewer places left to go than Yoshi did. I'll be interested to see if Goomba decides to stick it out in Thieves Town once he sees that there's only one item up front.
Yoshi is going to choose to make this climb up to Death Mountain before the Eastern Dive or Agnes Tower play.
Yeah, Gonna
check ledge first.
Yeah, so be interested to see if this drives iiYoshii to do anything. The 2 tablets aren't accessible, so this is literally just Desert Palace access at the moment.
Goomba taking the Death Warp, deciding not to dive further into Thieves Town after getting a sword. Just a piece of heart from the old man.
That's half our items that are on Death Mountain we can grab right now.
Just an explosive collection inside and outside of Spectral Rock. So that leaves Eastern and the back of Thieves Town and the climb up Aghanim's Tower. Not many options left, and Yoshi is going to go Aghanim's Tower.
Well, hasn't done the front escape yet.
That's true. Might loop it in with... It makes a lot more sense for Yoshi to do this. He can loop in front of escape. Dark Cross is not dark for them. And they can make a decision whether or not they want to do Aghanim's Tower after those 4 checks.
And Goomba about to get the massive health pool upgrade.
Not quite what you're looking for, but does this give you a better sense of feeling, being off of 5 hearts on green mail and getting up to 8 in one fell swoop?
It's Death Warp taking just a little bit longer for Yoshi to set up than it did for Goomba.
Goomba remembering Bombos is here and going to grab it before dropping off the blacksmith.
Yoshi gets to see where they're going through these dark rooms.
Yeah, make the trip a lot faster for him. Both these runners are have shown a lot of skill so far in this race, and you know that they certainly know how to sequence break pod without going through Aghanim's Tower. When do you start thinking about doing that?
I'd probably do Eastern first, but oh, is this okay, Goomba? Sure. Looks like it is an Aga play from Goomba.
And Yoshi as well, as Yoshi takes a Death Warp after checking Dark Cross. We are going to see both these runners going through Aghanim's Tower just about the same time.
I mean, Desert's going to be a full clearable crystal once they get this but it is still just 2 items.
I'm not sure either runner checked Desert Ledge, so that is a third item they'll get information on as well.
And in spite of the divergence to this point, we're going to get basically sync tower climbs as they are, Yoshi is leaving rooms, Goomba is entering.
Yeah, literally the only check that's been done by one runner and not the other at this point. Goomba has done Agnes Cave, Yoshi has not. Yoshi's done Purple Chest, whereas Goomba has not.
I don't think Goomba's been up Death Mountain yet either.
That's true.
Our tracker is stating that Yoshi did get over to Agina's cave, so is handled by a couple of checks.
And chat noting the power of those Pegasus boots. Yoshi's had them since about 4 minutes in. Goomba took another 15 minutes or so to get the boots. That explains some of the efficiency that Yoshi's had an advantage of over Goomba so far.
Yeah, but I think actually more of it is Goomba's death in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, it was also quite fortunate.
Well, I guess we get these out of the way together at least.
Yeah, it's almost NMG-like. We're getting side-to-side Agnum.
Chad is asking about them not making turn jumps to get over, but they both haven't done Eastern, which they can full clear. Totally within logic.
Two blue balls for both the runners, and the kills are almost in sync.
Yeah, and they're both cost a half second or so by Goomba's decision to make this fast scan, as they have to walk around the hole in the pyramid.
A little bit of divergence right here as Goomba's going to head to Catfish first, and Yoshi's going to head straight to Pod.
Yeah, I did actually see a race in this tournament where the same divergence happened and Catfish had the hammer. Hopefully for Yoshi's sake, that's not the case this time.
I've seen a lot of gross hammer locations this tournament. That would be another one.
Not this time, but doesn't look like Goomba's planning on Pod right now.
Yeah, I think Goomba's going to grab that book right now and see what Desert has in store.
I kind of like it.
Me too. If you're deciding I'm going to kill Aghanim, that means I want the book. You should find out as quickly as possible what that book gives you.
Yeah, there are 2 more items that'll get you eventually, but you need mirror for basically either of them.
Goomba also gets to loop in his Death Mountain checks here, which we know isn't going to pay off, but
Meanwhile, the mushroom over in Pod in the Vanilla Big Key chest. The second item is just a mirror shield.
as it whizzed with Pod, most of the stuff's in the back, so Yoshi's going to have to either Death Warp or take a long loop around. He's going to choose the Death Warp back to the front. Not having a hammer or a mirror makes routing Pod troublesome at times. Meanwhile, after those Death Mountain checks, Goomba is now headed over to Desert. We're going to get our first peek in.
Yeah, she's hoping to see the remaining 2 items now as he finds a big 20.
Just arrows on the ledge in Desert, so that item is a bust.
And there's an item on Helmasaur.
Yep. Goomba getting the key off the torch, and just a heart container for Yoshi in the big chest in House of Darkness. So 1 item left on Helmasaur King. Nothing other than a mushroom for that little jaunt.
Bugnet is not the progression Goomba was looking for in here.
Yeah, you've already killed Aghanim. What do you need a Bugnet for?
Aga 2.
Don't need it in this mode.
For a variety of reasons, yes.
So Yoshi's gonna go grab their book. Goomba hoping the second. Oh, it doesn't really matter at this point. There's no time gain or loss if the items here are on land mode. It is on land mode.
Yeah, and I think at this point the most likely location, could be Hammer on Landmo. I think it's been sitting in Eastern Palace at this point the whole time, which is going to be hilarious.
That or the back of Thieves Town. Both those locations are pretty gross. It's pretty amazing. We're 40 minutes into the seed almost, and our runners still need a lot of items. We still need both rods. We still need a hammer. We still need a hook shot. We still need a mirror. We still need flippers.
Flute.
And a flute.
And potentially Quake. Also, for those keeping score at home, we're either mirror or hammer and hookshot away from pedestal access.
I just had a gross thought. The small key in Thieves' Town is in the front. The hammer could be on pedestal.
I haven't seen a pedestal hammer in a while.
Desert Palace does not pay off. It does give our first crystal of the race to Goomba, and a 1 crystal and an advantage for a short period of time.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, this might be Eastern. Not sure. Nope.
Nope, Goomba's going to make the pod play now.
Yeah, it's denser than Eastern is. You're guaranteed at least 4 items out of it, and we know it will be 4 items. And that they will mostly be trash unless the mushroom is actually something.
Yeah, I would guess after this, Yoshi is going to head over to Eastern. It should be up about... up probably 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how fast Goomba can get through House of Darkness.
Yeah, I think I like Eastern over Thieves just because you're orphaning an item in Thieves more than likely.
Yeah, Eastern is guaranteed 3 items. Thieves' Town at this point is 2, maybe 3. And Eastern has been open since the beginning, so there's a better chance, I think, to have one of those gating items in that area.
I think that was 1 cycle slower than Goomba was on land mode, but still pretty good.
Yeah, 2 really good Lambo fights. Just a quick reset while we got a minute here. This is game 2 of Yoshi versus Goomba. Yoshi is up a game. Goomba has chosen fast gaming for this seed. And so far, both our runners have 1 crystal out of the 7 they need. It's been a pretty tough seed for items so far.
I like that bonk setup for this fake flipper that Yoshi just did to get over to the witch's hut quicker.
Yeah, that was nifty. Goomba through the front of Pod is going to head at the back.
And here's Pod's last chance to be relevant right away on this first clear. Nope.
So Desert wasn't relevant. Pod wasn't relevant. I think it's Eastern.
Yep, down pretty much to Eastern or Thieves, unless there's an overworld that I'm just totally forgetting. I saw chat discussing Ice Palace play. Fake flippering into Hammerless Ice Palace is an option, but not a good option, especially since you need the flippers for Swamp eventually anyway.
Goomba gets the bad news, and I'm guessing he's going to head over to Eastern at this point. It's Eastern or Thieves Town. Yoshi with just a compass in the first chest, heading over to location number 2.
Well, Goomba's going to do the stream turn in first. And does have a couple of rolled checks, I think, that Yoshi hadn't. Oh, I hope that dig spot isn't the progression. That's just rude. We're almost out of our fetch quest items at this point.
Why not have one more troll in this seed? Yoshi letting the Stalfos get away from him a little bit. The Stalfos room. There's the flute. That doesn't. That puts Meyer area into logic.
Yeah, possibly including Meyer itself.
Yeah, we have the cane, we have boots, we have 2 of the 3 medallions, and we have a lamp. So it's very likely that Meyer is going to be completable. You know, Goomba's going to take the Thieves Town play.
Yeah, we know now that Goomba will need to get to Eastern at some point for that flute, but that doesn't mean there isn't something in Thieves Town.
Our last item is on Armos Knights in Eastern Palace, and Yoshi's going to go all the way to the back.
And Yoshi heading into the Armos Knights fight.
Little mess up on the quick kill, but gets it done with relative ease, only getting a piece hard for the shovels. Yoshi's gonna make a beeline with his flute to the mire area, I'm pretty sure. With a stop off to dig a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta make a trip to activate the flute anyway. Go the slightly longer way and get this check done.
Nothing but dirty rupees. And blind letting us know today that a baker's job is a piece of cake. You know what else is a piece of cake? This blind fight for Goomba.
Yeah, that
Very
was
well done.
nicely done, almost the whole way. But there's an item in the big chest.
Yoshi letting out something foul, heading to get some potions before Mire, looks like.
Goomba grabbing the purple chest. That's good for Goomba. We'll need that at some point. Let's see, Meyer shed some new information here.
Flippers.
Flippers. We're going to need those at some point. Canaberna, that unlocks Spike Cave once we get the hammer.
Yeah, and with so many items, you can't rule that out, unfortunately. But we do have the Bombus Medallion, so we're going to hop into Mire for a couple more items.
Yeah, that does also make the Ice Palace play slightly less horrible, although I still don't want to go in there without hammer, if at all possible.
Goomba hopping in the Eastern Palace, we're getting his flute soon. Meanwhile, Yoshi heading into the first couple chests here in Mire. Here's our first item. It's just a piece of heart.
Yeah, not exactly what they're looking for right now. It's always in the first two keys when you need to find the items, or in the first two chests.
I think Yoshi's going to just head and go kill Vitreous anyways, because gotta kill Vitreous, it's crystal.
Yeah, and already has one item, so Vitreous could very well have the other item.
Goomba gets his flute and also decides to complete Eastern, or no, backing out.
That'll be a time save, barring there being something on pedestal.
If I were Goomba and with as many items that could be on pedestal as seed, I think I would have seen it out and just gone and checked pedestal after churning in the flute.
Well, you could still do the ped check if you want after doing flute. Probably won't, but...
Yoshi with some nice bomb strats here for phase 1 of Vitreous. This is a rough fight with just Master Sword and no hammer. And one safety item, but it is the laggiest one.
Saves enough arrows for the second phase, at least.
Doesn't quite get the payoff for just going straight to Viddy. Only gets a key out of the fight, but does pick up crystal number 2.
It does head back in. The other options are not, I would say not great, but honestly they're not even good.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good options, period, out there. There's a front of Ice Palace. There's a front of Ice Palace.
Yeah, and back of Thieves from Yoshi's point of view, which
Yes.
probably is the play that will be made if the second item in here is not something. Did get one item already, a piece of heart on the bridge in the first check.
And the last item is on the left side. It's fire locked.
Now we'll see which version of fire locked it is. One of them is much nicer to do with torches than the other, or with lamp rather.
Yeah, Goomba is taking the same route through. It's gotten the piece of heart and is heading straight back to the back to kill Viddy.
The other item is a single green rupee.
Gross.
So,
Yoshi's got to head to Thieves Town at this point, right? Like, the options are Thieves Town and a potential item in ice.
This isn't. Yeah, this is the save quit point for checking ice, though, right?
Yep. It's gonna make the Ice Palace play. We'll see how Goomba does in this Vitreous fight. As Yoshi is almost the first chest in Ice Palace. You can check this chest, you can check the Freezor chest, you might be able to check the big chest depending on where the big key's at, and then Ice Tea and Spike Room.
There has to be something in here unless I'm just blatantly forgetting a location we haven't seen from either runner.
Just a small key in that first chest, which will make checking Spike Room much quicker.
And Goomba heading back in to also hunt down the single green rupee.
Yoshi choosing to go with the bomb jump, even though they can't actually clear out Ice Palace. If you find the hammer, that changes. Really well done bomb strat there in that pen getter room. There's the ice rod. That's not what we're looking
Going
for.
to need that, but it doesn't get us anywhere right now.
Meanwhile, Goomba is going to hop into ice as well with those flippers.
Yeah, Goomba doesn't even have the option of back at Thieves at this point, having already done it.
It's the mirror. That
And
puts the first chest in Swamp House into logic, and it puts Hera into logic. This is starting to look like a pedestal hammer seed, which is disgusting. Yoshi gonna check checkerboard cave right away with this mirror. This also puts both tablets in the logic now as well. Just some arrows in checkerboard.
probably no surprise to see Yoshi heading for Hera before the other options.
2 checks in Hera itself, plus the green pen to turn in, plus Ether Tablet. It's the most item dense location open to him right now. Just a big 20. So, Marshall, let me tell you where the hammer has been in the last 2 seeds I've called. I had a hammer in the Spike Room of Ice, and I had a hammer in First Chest of Swamp. I think people are going to stop wanting me calling the races.
Well, it depends on exactly where it is. There's a lot of places it could be right now that wouldn't normally be considered all that bad. It's just it took us, an hour and 4 minutes to get, access to Hera.
Really quick setup for the bomb jump here in Tower Hera by Yoshi. Gets rewarded with just a heart container.
Yoshi gets rejected on the way into the platform the first time.
And very smartly realize that jumping off the platform the second time, it hit Moldorm with a sword, which counts as a poke. Gets another slash in to get Moldorm back on script and avoiding the enraged cycle.
Yeah, there is an item in the basement, looks like.
Goomba went straight up to Hera, gotten dead rocked, and is now taking the time to go back to the checkerboard cave before heading back up.
Whatever works for you. I can understand being annoyed by the dead rocks.
They're only the worst enemy in the game. It's fine. Just some bombs in the bottom of Tower Hera. So that is 3 locations, no luck.
Yeah, so gonna do the green pennant turn in. Then there's a lot of really awful options left. Random mirror checks, pedestal, back of thieves for Yoshi. One chest in swamp.
Yeah, it's all terrible, and that's terrible too. It's just a heart container from Sarasla.
Yes, that whole Hera trip was a waste of time unless there's something on pedestal.
Yeah, Yoshi is going to go check pedestal right now, I believe. No, is actually going to go check Graveyard Ledge first.
Well, might be doing thieves.
Yeah, maybe do Thieves and just blind pull pedestal.
Or no, doing graveyard checks. Apparently Yoshi is very opposed to thieves.
Yeah.
That said, there's not really a reason on Yoshi's side to check Ped, because if Ped's it, then you have to go clear thieves. But if you just go clear thieves first, you can just pull Ped.
Yeah, meanwhile, when Goomba gets done with this, he'll have more reason to go check pedestal before turning that green pendant. No love on Graveyard Ledge for Yoshi. No, Goomba is getting bullied a bit by Moldorm, almost taking the double dip drop. It looks like Goomba is going to skip the item in the basement, pulling out Flute right away. This is just such weird routing from Goomba. I don't agree with this decision.
Well, Magic Bat also not the answer.
Alright, Yoshi is now heading over to Thieves Town, I'm going to guess. 3 items from their perspective still in Thieves Town. And then a 4th item unlocked for the pedestal. But first, we're going to check K45 and probably Bombo's tablet.
Yeah, you'd have to think it's going to be the closest Yoshi will be for a little bit.
And if there's nothing at either of these locations, there's the hammer at K45.
Okay.
Blocked by the mirror in Ice Palace.
So that opens up a ton of stuff.
Yeah, that'll let Yoshi finish up Ice Palace. That'll let Yoshi finally get access to Eastern Death Mountain, both light and dark. We're still missing a lot, though. We're still missing a Fire Rod. We're still missing a Hook Shot. We may still need Quake.
Yeah, though all of those items are pretty likely to be somewhere on the east side of either light or dark Death Mountain.
And Agnem is officially dead as our second tablet. Only has 50 rupees.
Yeah, so totally optional AGA one that both runners did simultaneously.
Both these guys have got to feel very, very behind at this point. So Yoshi about to get a bunch more checks in, a little bit of extra knowledge. Once his dead rock gets out of the way.
That might be the worst position to have a dead rock end up in. But at least there's a screen transition right there to bail you out. All right, what is it?
It is Quake. Of course it's Quake. Meanwhile, Goomba getting their 3rd and final pendant.
Well, let's see what that pedestal is.
Nothing in Super Money Cave for Yoshi. Meanwhile, Goomba's going to give us the greatest gift of all, a blind pedestal pole.
He has the option to read it first.
Reading is overrated. Don't quote me on that.
It is a heart piece.
Oh, oh. So maybe reading would have been fundamental.
Going over to Dark World. May get the hammer at this point.
It looks to be heading south, which is the correct way, as we know.
Half magic on Yoshi's side, that's not bad.
It's good to see when you're still a Master Sword and have a Mothra fight and a Trinex fight still lined up. There's our hook shot. Paradox Cave. Meanwhile, Goomba gets his hammer. Yoshi's gonna check the rest of the Hookshot Cave now. 3 more items, just some bombs, some arrows, some money to finish things off. Now more bombs.
Yep, so still looking for Quake and Fire Rod. Still on 3 crystals. Oh wait, 2. I'm bad at counting.
We've completed 6 dungeons and have 2 crystals. Goomba and Yoshi gonna hold hands a little bit here, heading to Pod together to go kill Helmsword King. Yoshi better equipped and looking for a lot less stuff.
Yeah, could potentially work to Goomba's advantage a little bit if Quake is on Helmasaur. Our runner's kind of in the same area for the first time in a while.
Yeah, they haven't been synced up like this since they were killing Aghanim. But once again, Yoshi having an advantage in checks as we are in the same spot.
Yeah, it's not really over until they hit go mode at least. But no GT to make up time today for Goomba. Gonna have to hope that Quake or Fire Rod eludes Yoshi for a while. Just a mail upgrade on Helma.
Yeah, it feels like Goomba is kind of gambling with these less dense locations, knowing that he's got to feel very behind right now. And if what he's looking for is up on Death Mountain, Yoshi probably already has it.
Is he going back for the Thieves check, or am I forgetting something?
Might be doing Graveyard Ledge as well, but
and
Hammer Pegs. Like, this is the sort of thing that if you feel like you're behind, these are locations that are kind of outside the flow of the seed. And if what you need is in one of these two spots, Yoshi's not coming back here until its last location.
Well, it's not Hammer Pegs.
Nope.
Oh,
no,
Goomba
Yoshi's
hasn't done Magic Bat. Okay.
Yeah. Yoshi's gonna hop in a swamp. 6 items. A lot to do. And Yoshi's probably hoping to be able to do this as go mode and not have to deal with the decision whether to do left side or not, but that's not a luxury he has right now.
Yeah, and it's even more than that because it's our remaining 5-6 crystals, so it's basically 8 items because you can just Big Red Bomb right after.
Well, it's one of our 5-6 crystals. Skullwoods is the other. We're still looking for that Fire Rod. Do you know it won't be in
Pod was the other.
Oh, Pod was the other? Okay.
Was the other.
Then, yeah. Then this is definitely the most item-dense location Yoshi has left. Meanwhile, Goomba's going to head up to Death Mountain. There's too many items up here to skip any further.
There's half of our remaining necessities. Quake in the first check of Swamp. So, on a Fire Rod hunt now.
And there's no way Goomba big brains it out of here and just heads out once they find Hookshot is there. There's no chance.
I wouldn't think so, no.
Yoshi gonna head straight to the back and kill Argus first. Find the Fire Rod, great. You're done. Just complete your last 2 dungeons and be done with it. If not, I would expect them to go back in. Goomba about to get the bad news that Hookshot has been up here for as long as he's had the mirror.
Let's see where Goomba goes after grabbing that hook shot.
Nifty little bit around in there by Goomba, leaving the portal in front of Paradox Cave, expecting to find Hookshot up here, because Goomba's running out of locations where that could be.
It was a nice ice rod use on phase 2 of Argus there from Yoshi.
Yeah, it really was. I think there's one item left in Swamp, so Yoshi's going to pass it up. And go collect a big bomb.
The earlier Aga kill, saving us some time on the big red bomb delivery.
See, it was all worth it in the end.
Yeah, that 20 seconds or whatever was definitely worth the 3-4 minutes to kill Aga. Tempered sword. That's not bad. It's not the fire rod.
No, but it will make a kill on Ganon a lot quicker, and that may be a sword that Goomba doesn't get if Goomba does find the fire rod back in Swamp. Yoshi gonna do catfish, something he didn't do in his first loop around here.
Man, just to get out of the wall after getting dumpstered there by that enemy.
Yoshi going to finish up Ice Palace now.
Yeah, probably the place other than Ganon that tempered sword will help out the most at the end of this dungeon.
Yeah, Cold Stair Fight goes from quite difficult to not free, but pretty close to it. Goomba also going to skip the left side in the first trip. We'll see if Goomba ends up dipping back in here after clearing out the dungeon.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Goomba goes left back in because it's not a play that Yoshi would necessarily make, or just gambles that it's not anything. Goomba's been skipping a decent chunk of items. Does not go back for the big chest right away, at least.
And I don't mind that if you're already planning to, if you've already skipped left side, you're already planning on having to dive back in if there's items there. Might as well just do the big chest on that trip as well. We get 2 more location checks. There's 1 more item here, nice. Goomba getting bullied a bit here by Argus. Getting that ice rod out though for a potential quick kill. Oh, almost there.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of going full heal on these runners and rooting for the laser bridge fire rod.
It's a good location for fire rod. If you're Ganon, that's where you want to put it.
Wow, but there it is in the big chest of ice, and Goomba's going to get it here shortly as well. That ice palace is ridiculous today with both rods and the mirror.
Yep, and Yoshi is now in go mode about 1 hour 32 minutes. Just has to finish out Ice Palace, go finish out Skull Woods, and complete Turtle Rock, and then it's off to Ganon.
He's basically the distance of Ice Palace ahead, but with this being fast Ganon, not a lot of room for Goomba to make up time, and Yoshi actually has the sword advantage.
Yeah, Goomba's never going to get that tempered sword from the Big Bomb. Goomba's really going to have to hope for a 4th sword drop somewhere on the way between here and Ganon.
I mean, he's got to hope for Yoshi to make some errors. I don't really see any other way for him to make up the amount of this gap in what they have left otherwise.
Yeah, without having Ganon's Tower as the equalizer, it's going to be execution all the way from here to the finish.
And Yoshi going to do TR before Skull Woods. With not having to do Ganon's Tower, it doesn't really matter on the order. All these dead rocks. Goomba just needs these dead rocks to do this for another, like, 2 or 3 minutes. Oh no! Well...
Oh, Goomba. got to kill Cold Stare, but
Yeah, I mean, in
but
fairness, I think this race was not realistically within reach anyway. That is the end of basically any chance.
we're going to see this Hammer Cold Stare fight. Really good start to it. Really well done from Goomba in that fight.
Yeah, that's not an easy set of equipment to do that fight with, and Goomba made it look pretty easy.
And Goomba's just going to abandon Ice Palace and abandon that Fire Rod and head to the back of Swamp. Heading back into Swamp for the one item there. And the Big Bomb. So Goomba will get Tempered Sword, but it's going to be a little too late here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of dungeons that Goomba's got one item left in. It's not just ice.
Ice, Swamp, Thieves Town. I think that's it. Hera, yep, left Hera basement. A lot of gambles, and none of them have really paid off for Goomba this season, unfortunately.
I mean, he got time off of a lot of those, like the Hera basement play. It's just time saved. It's just that ice one is the wrong one. And I don't think it's going to have been the difference between winning and losing, because I think he was pretty heavily favored to lose regardless. Was going to be several minutes behind with worse equipment. But that's pretty brutal.
Meanwhile, Yoshi is forced to cash in the key before Lava Chest is. Lava Chest has its vanilla big key contents. And Goomba is going to check. I don't know if he did Graveyard Ledge or not, but there's an item in Thieves Town he's going to check. And really, anything that Goomba finds at this point that would be an assistance, the golden sword or the silver arrows, is not going to make it the time that he's losing right now, or has lost already.
And Yoshi gonna have to go to Laser Bridge for that last key. Doesn't find it in the roller room. You don't usually get it in the first chest you look in there. Good for Yoshi.
Sometimes it's best to be both lucky and good.
This might be the swamp re-entry.
If you're gonna check everything, you should check everything.
She needs to be a little careful here, but should be fine. And gets Trinex down.
So Yoshi is one Mothula kill away from Ganon. Meanwhile, Goomba is heading back into Swamp for the one item there.
Yeah, with the mirror and with Aga dead, she'll be able to just save quit out from Mothula and be right on the pyramid.
Yeah. The left side just had the dungeon starter kit. As our last item in Swamp is 3 bombs in the big chest.
And
oh no! Oh
yeah,
no.
This is the fire rod. I expected to see this. I mean, it could be Hera, but no, it's Hurdle Rock. I wasn't paying super close attention to the key layout. I'm not sure how long in he'll be locked out.
Yeah, I didn't notice either.
That's a graphical glitch I hadn't seen before. One of those torches did not look lit to me.
Yeah, it's the different version of the torch glitch you'll get in Ganon's room. If you light 2 torches on the same frame, one of the torches will show up as unlit, even though it is still lit.
Well, you learn something new and broken about this game every day. Meanwhile, Mothula is dead. That was very, very quick.
I blinked. I didn't see what happened. There's more bad news for Goomba. Can continue on to at least one more chest.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be out of here before Yoshi duns. Our tracker is saying that he's about to get locked. Again, giving us some bacon facts.
It's really important to know yourself.
Gonna have to do another cycle for phase 2.
And here is the Hera basement dive for Goomba. Phase 2 complete for Yoshi. Phase 3 complete. Dan letting us know that silver arrows were never going to be seen.
Yeah, nah, not in this seed. Probably where the gold sword is as well.
Yoshi with a nice triple there.
Just takes the double that time.
It's one thing V31 has really put a focus on is Ganon execution. Just so many seeds, you only ended up with one of the two bows now, as opposed to in V30 where the bow and the silvers were separate items. There's a lot more silverless Ganon fights.
And last hit. And there he goes.
That does it. Yoshi, with the win, wins this match as soon as he crosses this little bridge, and is going to move on to face Active Boker in the quarterfinals of our tournament.
You get your GGs in chat for Yoshi.
An SRL official time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, 20 seconds. Your winner is Yoshi.
And Goomba choosing to forfeit after that. No, definitely don't blame Goomba there. Guessing that gonna not really interested in doing a fire rod hunt at this point for no purpose. Not sure if they're going to be joining us for an interview or not, but while we're waiting on that, you all should give these runners a follow. Goomba and iiYoshii should be links in the chat here. Also, give a shout out right quick to our trout crew today, Regaro.
We are joined right now by Goomba. Goomba, rough seed today.
That seed was disgusting.
Yeah, it puts you on just a lot of different wild goose chases, looking for a hammer, and then looking for a fire rod, and then looking for anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really feel too bad about how I played it. Just one skip that didn't pay off. But I felt not great. Honestly, I didn't even feel bad about Aghanim not paying off, because I figured with how stupid the intended sequence was, Yoshi probably also did Aghanim. And between the Aga portal and being able to save and quit to the Ganon fight and all that, I figured I would make up the time over the course, like in the long term anyway, so it didn't really feel that bad.
Yeah, you and Yoshi both were doing Aghanim at about the same time.
Yeah. And by about the same time, he means y'all entered the actual Aga fight within 5 seconds of each other.
I'm not terribly surprised. I don't know. After I committed to Ped and it didn't pay off, I felt like I needed to skip some stuff. I skipped some stuff. Apparently I skipped the Fire Rod and Ice Palace. Such is life.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have made a difference. You were looking to be about 3 minutes. Like, Yoshi was done with Ice a little before, like, was entering Cold Stair right as you were entering Ice Palace, and you had the same crystals done. So I don't know if getting that would have made the difference anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I figured I was behind. I needed to do something to catch up time, and I skipped the Fire Rod. So be it. It's just how the cookie crumbles.
When did you decide you were going to gamble on Pedestal?
Basically as soon as I got the mirror. Well, I figured I would, if Ether Tablet had something, I would probably hold off on the Pedestal, just because that would mean Aghanim had actually paid off, but I don't know. Like, I figured at that point, I had already done Thieves' Town for nothing, so I may as well commit, because at that point, like Tower of Hera plus Green Pen plus Ether Tablet was the most item dense play that the mirror opened up anyway. And at that point, with Thieves Town done for nothing, I figured I may as well just go back to Eastern and pull it. Why not?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. It's probably what I would have done in your seat with what you checked at that point. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off.
Yeah. I don't know. That's rando for you.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate description of the seed as a whole, I think. But you know, obviously hurts a little to get eliminated at any time. But congratulations on your tournament finish and tournament run as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel too bad about this. Like, top 16 is pretty solid performance, all things considered. I had fun, and part of me is kind of glad it's over. Not gonna lie. Just so I can focus on other stuff for a bit.
Well, there you go. Any other thoughts on the match or the seed?
I mean, the seed was terrible. There's really no denying that. It was a really, really bad seed. But I don't know. I think we've said pretty much everything there is to be said about it. I just want to thank iiYoshii for some good races, and good luck in future matches in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to be wrapping up here momentarily because there is another race on this channel to follow. P-Train versus Yagamoth, game 1 of that match. Also on Speed Gaming 5, there's going to be, I believe it's game 2 between Zelgada's Son and Illis. Both of those are going to be great races, so you have a tough choice ahead of you as a viewer. Any other thoughts on the seed, James?
I'm glad I'm watching it and not playing it, because that seed would have frustrated me to no end. But yeah, congratulations to iiYoshii, moving on to the quarterfinals, and a lot more action coming up on this channel and other Speed Gaming channels later tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, give a follow one last time to our runners, Goomba and iiYoshii. And one last shout out to Rag, our tracker, and James FNX, my co-com today. And I'll let you have the last word.
Thanks again for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again next time. And stick around, we've got another sweet race coming up, P-Train Yagamoth, so keep it locked in. Have a good afternoon.